When you bought a new luxury SUV in 2020 or 2021, you paid full sticker. Maybe over sticker. Dealers had nothing on the lots. Buyers were lined up. 5 years later, those same vehicles are selling for 40% less than original MSRP. That's bad news for the original owners. That's incredible news for senior buyers shopping right now. According to Edmunds and iSeeCars depreciation data, 7 specific luxury SUVs from the 2019 to 2021 model years have lost over 40% of their value while remaining mechanically sound and perfectly suited for older drivers. Easy entry, soft rides, high-end materials, reliable powertrains. Let's get into it. This isn't a countdown of cheap cars. This is a countdown of expensive cars selling cheap. Vehicles that cost $60,000 to $75,000 new are now hitting the used market under $35,000 with 50,000 to 80,000 miles on them. Starting at number 7, the 2019 to 2020 Audi Q5. Original MSRP, $43,000 to $58,000 depending on trim. Current used market price, $24,000 to $32,000. That's a 42% depreciation hit. Here's what makes it senior friendly. The Q5 has one of the best seating positions in the luxury compact segment. Easy entry, easy exit. The seats are firm but supportive, with proper lumbar adjustment that helps older drivers with back pain on long trips. Audi's MMI infotainment system has a rotary controller, which means you don't have to stab at a touchscreen while driving. The dashboard layout uses real physical buttons for climate. Why did it drop so hard in value? Audi's 2.0-liter turbocharged engine has documented timing chain issues on early models. The transmission, a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, is known for jerky low-speed behavior. Buyers in the secondary market are scared. Prices have collapsed. Here's the senior buyer angle. By 2020, Audi had updated the timing chain components. The 2020 model specifically addressed the early failures. The dual-clutch quirks are manageable if you understand the transmission isn't a traditional automatic. For an older buyer who drives gently and doesn't do aggressive stop and go, the Q5 is now selling at family sedan prices with luxury SUV comfort. 42% depreciation, $24,000 to $32,000 buy-in, 50,000 to 70,000 mile examples readily available. Number 6, the 2019 to 2020 Lexus RX 350. Original MSRP, $44,000 to $57,000. Current used market, $26,000 to $34,000. 41% depreciation. The RX 350 is the quintessential senior SUV. It always has been. Lexus has been selling this exact formula to retirees for 25 years. Soft ride, quiet cabin, reliable V6 engine, comfortable seats. Why does it appear on a depreciation list? Because the 2023 redesign made the older generation suddenly look dated, and the used market dropped overnight. The 2019 to 2020 RX 350 uses the proven 3.5-liter 2GR-FKS V6 paired with an 8-speed automatic, documented to easily hit 250,000 miles with basic maintenance. Lexus reliability is the gold standard. The interior, while not flashy, uses real leather, real wood, and intuitive controls. The remote touch infotainment interface gets criticized for being slow, but senior buyers don't care. The climate controls are all physical buttons. The radio has knobs. Here's the trap to avoid. The hybrid RX 450H from these years had a battery age problem that's now showing up. Stick to the gas-only RX 350. 41% depreciation, $26,000 to $34,000 entry. Lexus reliability with a real geared transmission and a proven powertrain. Number 5, the 2020 Cadillac XT6, original MSRP, $53,000 to $63,000. Current used market, $29,000 to $36,000. 43% depreciation. The XT6 launched as an all-new model for the 2020 model year. Cadillac's 3-row crossover, positioned against the Acura MDX and Lexus RXL. It never caught on. That's why prices have collapsed. For senior buyers, this is the opportunity. What makes it work? The XT6 has 3 rows of seating with genuine room in the second row. The third row is for occasional use, perfect for grandkids on short trips. The seats are soft and comfortable, with massage available on premium luxury and platinum trims. The dashboard uses Cadillac's last generation of KIUI infotainment, which still has physical buttons for climate. The 3.6-liter V6 produces 310 horsepower and pairs with a smooth 9-speed automatic. Real shifts, no CVT. The depreciation came from market rejection. Buyers wanted German luxury or Japanese reliability. Cadillac couldn't convince anyone they delivered either. The used market reflects that confusion with steep discounts on a vehicle that's actually well engineered. Avoid the 2.0-liter turbo 4-cylinder option. It struggles to move the weight and has timing chain concerns. Stick with the V6, 43% depreciation, $29,000 to $36,000 buy-in, 3 rows of space for under the price of a new compact SUV. Real quick, if you're finding this useful, hit that like button. Helps us keep digging into the data for you. Okay, let's keep going. Number 4, the 2020 Acura MDX. Original MSRP, $45,000 to $61,000. Current used market, $24,000 to $33,000. 45% depreciation. The 2020 MDX is the final year of the 3rd generation before Acura redesigned everything for 2022. That timing created a depreciation cliff. The 2020 models are technologically dated compared to the new MDX, but mechanically nearly identical and substantially more proven. Why seniors should care. The 3rd generation MDX uses Honda's 3.5-liter J35 V6, an engine documented to hit 300,000 miles in well-maintained examples. The 9-speed automatic transmission had early problems but was largely sorted by 2019. The interior is comfortable. The seats are wide and supportive, and the dashboard uses a dual-screen infotainment setup that includes physical buttons for climate and a rotary controller for the main display. The depreciation hit came from 2 factors. First, the redesigned 2022 MDX made the older one look immediately dated. Second, Acura's 9-speed transmission earned a reputation in earlier model years that scared buyers off entirely. By 2020, the issues were resolved. The used market doesn't know that. For senior buyers, this is a major opportunity. You're getting a 3-row luxury SUV with a bulletproof Honda powertrain at 45% off original sticker. 45% depreciation, $24,000 to $33,000 entry. Honda reliability with Acura comfort. Number 3, the 2020 Volvo XC90. Original MSRP, $50,000 to $73,000. Current used market, $28,000 to $42,000. 44% depreciation. The XC90 is Volvo's flagship 3-row SUV, and it's been a senior favorite since the brand revived itself with the 2nd generation model in 2016. The 2020 model year represents the peak of the gas-powered XC90 before Volvo went all in on plug-in hybrids and electrics. The senior-friendly case is strong. The XC90 has the safest seats in the industry, designed by Volvo's accident research team with input from orthopedic specialists. The seating position is high enough for easy entry but not truck high. The cabin is Scandinavian minimalist, which means clean sightlines, intuitive controls, and minimal visual clutter. Outward visibility is excellent because of the upright greenhouse design. The catch is Volvo's Sensus infotainment system. It routes too many functions through the central touchscreen, including climate temperature and seat heating. For senior buyers, that's a real obstacle. The workaround: the steering wheel buttons handle volume, cruise control, and voice commands. A small button cluster below the screen covers hazard lights, front and rear defrost, and basic audio. Senior owners who commit to using voice commands for temperature and the screen for one-touch seat heating presets adapt within a few weeks. It's not ideal, but the rest of the vehicle is good enough to justify the learning curve. The depreciation came from market shift toward plug-in hybrids. Buyers wanted the T8 Recharge model. The standard gas XC90 lost favor. That's the senior buyer's opportunity. 44% depreciation, $28,000 to $42,000 buy-in. Volvo safety with a proven gas powertrain. Number 2, the 2021 Genesis GV80. This is Genesis's first SUV, launched for the 2021 model year. Original MSRP, $48,000 to $71,000. Current used market, $28,000 to $42,000. 43% depreciation. Genesis is Hyundai's luxury brand, and the GV80 is one of the best values in luxury SUVs that nobody talks about. The reason it appears on a depreciation list isn't reliability. The GV80 has excellent reliability scores. It's depreciation by brand recognition. Genesis still doesn't have the same prestige as Mercedes or BMW, so used buyers don't pay luxury prices. That's the senior buyer's gain. Why it works for older drivers. The GV80 has one of the most comfortable rides in the segment with a multi-link suspension that smooths out road imperfections. The seats are ventilated, heated, and offer 18-way power adjustment with proper lumbar support. The dashboard uses a hybrid layout, a wide touchscreen for navigation and infotainment, but physical buttons and a rotary controller for climate and main functions. You can operate the GV80 without touching the screen. Genesis also offers a complimentary maintenance program that covers oil changes, tire rotations, and basic service for the first 5 years or 60,000 miles. Many used examples still have that coverage remaining. 43% depreciation, $28,000 to $42,000 buy-in, Hyundai Genesis reliability with available remaining warranty. And here we are. Number 1, the 2020 Lincoln Aviator. Original MSRP, $52,000 to $89,000. Current used market, $30,000 to $48,000. That's a 47% depreciation hit on the highest trims. The Aviator is Lincoln's 3-row SUV, redesigned for 2020 on a new rear-wheel drive platform shared with the Ford Explorer. But where the Explorer is positioned as a family hauler, the Aviator is positioned as a near-luxury experience. And it delivers. The black label trim with the Grand Touring plug-in hybrid powertrain originally stickered at $89,000. Those exact vehicles are now selling for $48,000 with under 60,000 miles. Why seniors should pay attention. The Aviator's perfect position seats are 30-way adjustable with massage, heating, ventilation, and lumbar memory. The interior uses real wood, real metal, and quilted leather. The ride quality on the Grand Touring trim uses an air suspension that automatically lowers for easier entry and exit. Press a button, the SUV kneels, and the step-in height drops to sedan levels. For older buyers with hip and knee issues, that single feature is worth thousands. The infotainment is the weak spot. The Aviator uses Sync 3, which is dated but functional. Physical buttons handle climate. The volume knob is large and tactile. The seat controls are massive switches on the door panels, easy to operate even with limited dexterity. Why did it depreciate so badly? 2 reasons. First, Lincoln as a brand is shrinking, dealers are closing, and buyers are nervous about service availability. Second, the Grand Touring plug-in hybrid had software issues at launch that damaged confidence in the model. Both issues have been largely resolved, but the used market hasn't adjusted. For senior buyers, the 2020 Aviator delivers Mercedes-level comfort at Hyundai prices. The air suspension alone makes it the easiest 3-row SUV to enter in the segment. The seats are unmatched at any price. The powertrain, whether the standard 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 or the Grand Touring hybrid, has been proven over 5 years of real-world use. 47% depreciation, $30,000 to $48,000 buy-in, air suspension that makes entry effortless, the most comfortable seats in the industry. Here's the truth nobody in the auto industry will admit. The smartest car buying move in 2026 is a 3 to 5-year-old luxury SUV bought from the original owner who took the depreciation hit. These 7 vehicles deliver luxury tier comfort, proven reliability, and serious cost savings for buyers who don't care about having the latest tech. Older drivers shopping these vehicles get the experience without paying the premium. If this helped you or someone you love make a smarter car decision, hit the like button and subscribe. What SUV are you driving right now and how old is it? Drop it in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.